what do you think management can do? They're starting to see people leaving. What can they do to retain their top talent?
So what I would suggest for if I was able to speak with the managers and senior executives at these companies, I would say in no particular order. One, you want to offer psychological safety. You want to make sure for your people, if they make a mistake, something goes wrong, you're not going to be dressed down in public. You're not going to be embarrassed. You're not going to be chided. You're not going to be summarily fired. You know, that you can make a mistake as long as it was an honest mistake, learn from it and grow. You want to express the mission. Like, why should somebody stay? You have to give a why. You can't just demand people stay. Um, with what happened with Twitter and Elon Musk, you could see just, kind of being a bully, pushing people out the door, getting rid of them. You know, you don't want that in that. You want the opposite. You want somebody like, if I had to advise Musk, I would say, wait, here's why I want you to stay. Here's the reason. Here's what we're planning on doing. Here's how we're going to grow. And then tailor it to the individual. If you stay here, Jack and Brittany, here's what you're going to do. Here's why, here's your career path. How are you going to grow your career? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to develop? Here's how you're going to stay engaged. And then also, here's the compensation we're going to give you. And here's this stock bonus, stock awards, and bonuses. So management can really step in and get their people engaged. Because if you keep your people engaged and you offer them, a reason why to show up every day in the office, and you're compensating them well and you take care of them, you're going to have a loyal employee base who are going to stay there and be happy and work hard. Conversely, if you don't do that, you're just going to have a lot of attrition. You're going to have people leaving. You're going to have people who are just quiet quitting, people who are acting their wage because they're just they're just checking out mentally.
And right now, on the management side, what is the biggest complaint they're seeing from employees?
Managers, up until recently, I think it's going to start changing. They kind of know people were doing the quiet quitting, the cyber loafing, whatever you want to call it, the acting your wage, where you're just going through the motions. You're not really giving it your all. You're coasting because the job market was hot. There are plenty of opportunities. You feel, hey, I could leave and do whatever I want. And management knew that, but they didn't want to push too hard because they figured if they push too hard, it's very difficult to recruit and replace a person and retain a person. So it's almost, they begrudgingly pretended that they didn't notice what you're doing. And here's another note. I'm glad you brought that up, because in going into the new year, if it remains the same as it is now, if you're quiet quitting, if you're acting your wage, if you're just trying to coast, it's not going to go. It's not going to go over because there's too many layoffs, too many downsizings, and they're just going to say, Jack, we don't need you anymore. We'll just replace you, or we'll get rid of you, and we're not going to replace the position at all.
So heading into the new year, would you recommend following that Quitfluencer, or when would you follow the Quitfluencer? When will the job market shake out better for the employee?
You know what? That's a really interesting question. And to be fair, I'm not sure. If I had to hazard a guess, I think this is going to last for a while. I think we might be in for a year plus in terms of a rocky road. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a horrible recession. It's not going to be the next depression or financial crisis. I think it's just going to be a rocky road where we're trying to bring down inflation to a certain level, which is going to try still get people to lose their jobs. But at the same time, when we look at the jobs report, it looks pretty healthy. So it's a weird dynamic. It's very bizarre. I think if you're a software engineer, a software developer, you don't have to worry as much. If you're a certain maybe other type of white collar worker, like a recruiter, because those are the first ones to go when things go bad, like when Apple let go of like 100 contract recruiters just in a heartbeat like that. So it really depends. And this is what makes it odd too. And this is why I'm so glad we could do these things, because it's not one size fits all. Some groups may really benefit, others not so much.
Well, Jack, Kelly, I'm really looking forward to continuing talking about this as the year progresses. Thank you so much.